In a small village in Venezuela, there exists an image of the Virgin Mary that defies every law of physics, chemistry, and biology. An image so small it could disappear in the palm of your hand, measuring barely 2 centimeters in length, yet hiding within it details that human technology was able to see only a few years ago thanks to the most advanced microscopes in the world. An ancient miniature nearly 400 years old, not made of paper, not made of parchment, and not painted by any human hand. But that is not the true mystery. The incredible part begins when doctors and scientists decided to take a closer look. What they found in the eyes of this tiny figure made even the most experienced restorers tremble. A human pupil, a retina, and the reflection of a living figure. Yes, you heard that right. In a relic only 20 millimeters long, there is a secret that NASA has studied for years in other sacred images, but which here reaches a level of impossible perfection. Stay with me until the end, because what we are about to discover together will not only strengthen your faith, but will also show you that God uses the smallest things to confound the wise. And just when you think you have understood everything, I will reveal one final detail to you, something extremely important that is happening right now, and that concerns the future of all of us. Let us go back in time. It is the year 1652. We are in the untouched forests of Venezuela. Here lives the Caspes tribe, a proud people who want nothing to do with the Spanish colonists and their religion. Their chief is named Coromoto. He is a hard man, a warrior determined to protect the traditions of his fathers. But one evening, while crossing a stream with his wife, the unexplainable happens. A beautiful lady, surrounded by a light that does not belong to this world, appears upon the waters. She does not speak like a foreigner. She speaks their language. And she says something revolutionary. Go to the white men and be baptized so that you may go to heaven. Many of the natives, moved by the grace of that vision, obey. But Chief Coromoto does not. His pride is wounded. He does not want to submit. On September 8, 1652, the lady appears again in his poor hut. Coromoto is furious. He takes up his bow. He wants to kill the vision. He lunges at her to seize her and drive her away, but the lady vanishes in a flash of blinding light. Coromoto thinks he has won, but when he opens the hand he had clenched tightly in order to seize the woman, he feels something. A small piece of semi-transparent material has remained in his fist. It is the beginning of a miracle that has lasted for centuries. Let us analyze the first tangible element. That tiny image remained in Coromoto's hands and was later taken to a church. Now think about this carefully. We are in a tropical jungle. The humidity is 90%. There are insects, fungi, and extreme heat. Any piece of paper or animal skin would have rotted in less than 20 years. And yet this image has survived for more than 370 years without any special protection. When chemists analyzed the material, they were stunned. As we said, it is neither paper nor fabric. It appears to be some kind of very thin, natural fiber, yet it shows no signs of decomposition. But there is more. The image is not simply lying on top of the material. There are no brush strokes. There are no layers of pigment. It is as if the image were an integral part of the fibers themselves. How is it possible that an illiterate warrior in the 1600s obtained an object that even today we likely would not be able to reproduce? Science has no answer, but faith does. God left a photograph of the supernatural in the hand that wanted to destroy it. Now let us jump forward. We arrive at the year 2002. The relic is very dirty, darkened by time. The church decides to subject it to a conservation restoration. A team of experts is assembled: chemists, biologists, doctors, and forensic photographers. Many of them enter the laboratory as skeptics. They think it's just an old, damaged icon. But as soon as they turn on the microscopes, a frightening silence falls over the lab. One of the restorers, while observing the Virgin's eye, less than a millimeter in size, cries out, "It's impossible! She's looking at me!" Imagine the scene. Professionals accustomed to analyzing historical artifacts suddenly finding themselves face to face with something alive. They discovered that the eye of the Virgin of Coromoto possesses the characteristics of a real human eye. There is an iris, there is a pupil, and even more astonishing, when the microscope light strikes the eye, the pupil seems to react. And here, reality surpasses imagination. Looking even deeper, with magnification of thousands of times, they found a reflection. Just as in the eyes of a real person, which reflect what stands before them, a human figure can be seen in the right eye of the Virgin of Coromoto. Many experts agree. It appears to be the reflection of a man with his arms outstretched, perhaps Chief Coromoto himself at the moment he tried to seize her. But the discoveries do not stop there. When the experts placed this tiny fragment under the microscope and removed centuries of grime, there he was, the child Jesus. Sitting on his mother's lap, perfectly outlined within just a few millimeters of space. The restorers noticed that the features of Jesus' face are not European, but resemble the indigenous peoples of the Americas. It is a God who draws near to the lowly, who takes on the face of those who suffer. And then there is the crown. Upon the heads of both the Virgin and the child appear crowns. Under the microscope, it was seen that these crowns are not drawn. They are composed of a series of symbols and dots that seem to form some kind of language or code. Some researchers suggest they may be symbols linked to the constellations or to prophetic messages, but the most incredible thing is the symmetry. In an image this small, a human hand, even with the thinnest brush in the world, would have left smudges or imperfections. Here, there are none. The lines are clean, perfect, as if they had been impressed by a coherent beam of light. Do you remember what I told you at the beginning? God uses small things. This image is a direct assault on human pride. We think we are powerful because of our technology, but 400 years ago, the Virgin left behind a microchip of faith that we are only now beginning to decode. But why all this? Why in Venezuela? Why to a rebellious indigenous chief? Dear brothers and sisters, the story of Coromoto is the story of every one of us. How many times have we too raised our hands against God? How many times has pride kept us from seeing the beauty of faith? Coromoto wanted to destroy the vision, and yet Our Lady did not punish him. She left him a gift. She pursued him all the way into his hut. This is the heart of the Christian message. Mercy. God does not wait until we are perfect before coming to us. He enters our dirty huts, into our chaos, and leaves us a sign of his love. The relic of Coromoto is not merely an artifact to be studied. It is a call to baptism, just as the Virgin said 400 years ago. It is an invitation to come home. Science confirms that the object is inexplicable, but it is the heart that must confirm that God is alive. And now we come to what I promised you. There is something extremely important that you need to know. During the latest studies carried out on the relic, doctors noticed a phenomenon that is truly astonishing. Even though it is a dead object, the preservation parameters of the image seem to vary according to the spiritual and social condition of the people who guard it. When Venezuela passes through its darkest moments, the image seems almost to suffer, becoming darker or more difficult to observe. But there is one detail that few people know. Some eyewitnesses and the priests who have cared for the relic have declared that on certain occasions it has given off the fragrance of roses that filled the entire basilica, a fragrance with no chemical origin. But the most shocking news is this. The prophecies connected to Our Lady of Coromoto say that this image is a sign of unity for times of great confusion. It is said that its full message will be revealed only when humanity is on the verge of losing hope. And looking at the world today, do you not think that moment has arrived? And above all, only now, thanks to our technology, do we have the ability to read the mystery of this image. We are standing before a Guadalupe of the South, a concrete proof that heaven has not abandoned us. God has sealed his truth into 2 centimeters of divine fiber. We have no more excuses for doubting. If this video has touched your heart, if these scientific signs have lit a spark in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Share this miracle, because the world is thirsty for truth. God has called you today to look into these microscopic eyes of the Virgin to remind you that he sees you, he knows you, and he loves you. No matter how far away or rebellious you may have felt, just like Chief Coromoto, I want to ask you to make a simple but powerful gesture. Write a prayer in the comments that we can all use together to invoke the Virgin's protection over our families and over the whole world. Repeat with me and write in the comments, "Mary, remain in my heart and guide my steps toward your Son Jesus." Amen.